7 a.m. on Thursday, June 12th. Looking pretty good out the slider door here. Sorry, no T-Rex or Steve or Mitt today. They're on break from TK. We are looking to the south over Bass River and up in the sky, cirrus clouds, blue sky, and some smoke. Varying thicknesses of cloud and smoke today with a few raindrops possible in New England. The birds are singing, taking no chances with the audio this morning after that kerfuffle yesterday. Sorry. I don't know what happened to the audio yesterday. 67 degrees here on the shore of the Bass River on Cape Cod. It's a pleasant morning. The air is definitely moving more this morning. Here's the regional temperature and wind roundup from about 6:30 a.m. We were already up to 70 degrees at Rutland, Vermont, and 72 degrees in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. The wind barbs clearly from the southwest. Got the wind direction wrong yesterday. That was a major mistake. I mean, it wasn't a huge difference in the weather, but got to get the wind direction right. So it's a pleasant morning here. The dew point is in the 50s. Dew point has come up to 60 at the south coast. And who's in charge of the weather today? Well, we've got quite a friendly battle going on between two high pressure systems. High pressure makes the air sink and it makes nice weather. There's a 1022 high over Virginia. It supplied us our warm day yesterday, 83 in Boston. And then there are several fronts. There's a front east of Virginia. There's a front over New England, and there's a front in southeastern Canada. And then behind those fronts in Ontario, there's a more powerful 1028 high pressure system on the colder side of the fronts. Quite a thermal gradient across northeastern United States, southeastern Canada today. The satellite image really spectacular, I think. You look at that very subtle but striking at the same time front off the coast there from east of Florida up north of Bermuda with the subtropical air boundary producing those thunderheads out over the ocean casting shadows well to the south of New England. And then you have varying amounts of clouds and smoke across much of the northeast, southeastern Canada. A thicker cloud coming across the Great Lakes states. And with that thicker cloud, here's the radar. Get some shower activity coming across Lake Ontario right now. Well, right now being 7 in the morning. A couple of sprinkles in Maine. And that is the subtle boundary that's going to be over New England for the next several days. In fact, until the middle of next week, really, with very difficult to time elements of precipitation. Does not look like any big storm. The rainfall amounts for the weekend have certainly been decreasing, has been the trend, and here it is Thursday, and still tough to make the call on when, where, and how much rain we're going to get starting today, and then right into the middle of next week and end of next week when it turns hot again after today's warm weather. It starts cooling off. Here's the Boston meteorogram, and you see the red line go up today and the blue line go down. Temperatures going up into the 80s, and the dew point actually falls into the 40s today. Very low humidity in the Boston area. And the wind gusts past 30, looks like 33 miles an hour out of the west-southwest. And so your offshore wind there, the beaches north side of Cape Cod all the way up to the coast of New Hampshire are offshore wind. So it is beach weather today. And then tomorrow the temperature starts coming down. Then there's a distinct drop in the temperature tomorrow afternoon from the 70s into the 60s as the wind is going to shift around and come in from the east as that high pressure system to the north takes over and low pressure forms waves of low on the front to our south starting tomorrow night into Saturday. And then it looks like the wind is from the east or southeast for the most part there right into about next Wednesday or so. And although it doesn't show a lot of raindrops, it doesn't show a lot of sunshine either, but so that means the weekend's not a washout. But you see the blue line gradually coming up. Now the blue line, the dew point's going to come up into the low 60s, while the temperature is going to be holding in the low 60s over the weekend. So even though maybe it's not raining most of the time in Boston, it is not really beach weather. It's still fine outdoor weather, just going to need a layer or two. Temperatures in the 60s. And the dew point keeps on climbing right there through Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. And by Wednesday, you get that temperature and dew point coming together around 70. And you see that weird looking gray icon there. That's fog and low clouds. So often on showers, fog and low clouds for much of the first half of next week before the temperature jumps up and the dew point starts coming down next Thursday and Friday. And what does it show? Beautiful weather next weekend. That's the Euro meteogram. So that's the big picture. Now, in the small picture department, let's just close in on New England and show the NAM high res. And the thing that sticks out to me the most on this, it also shows precipitation. Just a few scattered showers today. They didn't even work out yesterday, but what it really shows out to me is the packing of the red lines. Those are the thickness lines. Tight packing, a thermal gradient with much cooler air coming across southeastern Canada and still warm to hot in southern New England. And also the black lines are the isobars. So it is yesterday was breezy. Today is more in the department of windy, I would say. And then tomorrow, what really sticks out is the red line in northern New England and Maine. It's a 546 thickness. The lower that number, the cooler the air mass. Well, it's a 546 and a 570 thickness just to the south of Long Island tomorrow. So that is the difference between almost cold enough for snow up in the sky and close to 90 degrees just south of New England tomorrow. And then it's mostly dry, and the wind is going to be shifting and coming in from the east. And then it's tomorrow night, and here comes some rain across northern New England, another batch of rain across southern New England. Call them more like showers with a strip of no rain right in the middle from southern New Hampshire to the Boston area. It looks like we're precipitation free through, here it is, 2 p.m. on Saturday. And that little bit of green in southeastern Massachusetts, that would be low clouds, drizzle, fog, showers on Cape Cod, and also on the coast of Maine, or the wind from the east, and mostly dry in between. Saturday, 2 p.m. Here's the quantitative precipitation forecast. How much rain might we get? And these localized, perhaps moderate showers, maybe a stray thunderstorm coming in a little bit today, and then more so tonight. You see a little bit of purple showing up in the higher elevations in northern New England, and that means that a few spots in far northern Vermont, New Hampshire, and much of Maine could get a half to 1 inch of rain, but they'll be highly localized. Most of us are getting less than a half. And then there's nothing from southern New Hampshire to most of eastern Massachusetts, New Hampshire seacoast, but then right along the south coast from Connecticut to Cape Cod, it looks like the gray indicates a trace, and the green indicates maybe a tenth, and then the lighter blue is maybe 2/10. So there's no heavy rain in the forecast, but the low clouds and the fog and the drizzle at the south coast. Let's go check out the backyard, see if we see any three-eared rabbits or turkeys or baby turkeys. And so that high pressure system that we talked about in Canada is going to ultimately take control. Now I have on my noise canceling microphone so I can zoom all I want without changing the audio. And we've got one bunny rabbit sitting in the sun over next to that balsam that we planted on the hottest day in June of, I don't know, about 2006. So that little Christmas tree there is more than 20 years old. And here's the forecast from the Euro going forward. And it shows the high pressure system coming across southeastern Canada. That's going to push the air down into New England from the north and eventually northeast with these scattered showers over the next 48 hours. Then that high is really in control. Low pressure waves of low pressure are going to be coming along the front with the Euro says not much rain at all. I think it is about 0.2 over the next 60 hours in Boston. So this is into Sunday now. There's another wave coming across here, and we're on the cooler side of the front on Sunday. And then that system that we've been talking about a few days ago looked like a heavy rain for Monday is getting back closer. So 2 days ago, it had heavy rain in southern New England. Yesterday, it showed it way over Virginia and North Carolina. Now, well, back up to New Jersey today with that rain close to us on Monday into Tuesday. We're looking mostly dry, but it's a very low confidence forecast. And then the warm to hot air is going to start coming back. The wind is going to shift and come in from the southwest probably Wednesday night and Thursday. And the temperature jumps back up into the 80s to near 90. And you have real hot air mass in the middle of the nation, and it's getting colder in the northwestern United States, and there's still some sort of flow from the northwest to the southeast over eastern Canada, meaning the front will still be nearby, and that's the reason for showers and thunderstorms scattered for Thursday, and Friday is now June 20th. That's the summer solstice, and this goes out now to Saturday, June 21st. So that's a Saturday next week, and it shows not much precipitation here. There is a boundary around, but also the 570 and the 576 thickness are around, and that's warm enough for the 90s away from the coast, cooler at the coast. That's why people start heading towards Cape Cod and the islands and the Maine coast, because when it gets hot and probably humid and that kind of an air mass, the coolest air will be along the coasts from Connecticut to Rhode Island, Cape Cod to the coast of Maine with a southwesterly flow, and off and on thunderstorms, sort of that ring of fire type thunderstorm activity. We call that ring of fire because around the heat in summertime, on the edges of the heat near the cooler air, that's where you get those sort of air mass thunderstorms. And what also sticks out in the northwest, southwestern Canada, north of the United States, the purple on the map that indicates high elevation sleet and wintry mix in those mountains that go up above 10,000 feet in British Columbia and Alberta in southwestern Canada. So there will be cool air around. So my neighbors have on the irrigation. I think it's my turn to turn on the irrigation. There's no significant heavy sustained rain in the forecast today for the next 10 days. Of course, this is always a moving target. It changes all the time. All right, try and make this relatively fast. I'm done with the weather part. And more, what did we do yesterday? We did a lot of power washing of chairs. I didn't make videos of that, but there she is, ready to go. A little fickle. When it decides it's had enough, it just shuts down. But it's a cool tool. You just got to be patient. Who wants to power wash some slate today? Yeah, see that dirt right there? That'll come out. Hello, ant. Tons of ants while we're on the and more. Just impossible to stop the ants. I tried flooding it with the hose. That doesn't really work. Looks like they might be sleeping right now, but there must be probably 1,000 ants underneath my feet right in here. What do you do about that? I've tried that mix of, what is it? Can't remember, sugar and borax. I tried. I don't know. I guess you just got to let the ants have some of their backyard. Oh yeah, and we went down to the beach because we could. Got a Dennis Beach sticker, so why not go to one of the most famous beaches on the world, Mayflower Beach. It was just a regular beach when I was a kid, but now it's a world famous beach. Something changed. They get some publicity, but it is wonderful when the tide goes out there. The beach is so expansive. And then sunset on Fallon's Pond, or rather smoky sunset. And I did not see the moon. The moon was too far south in the sky, but the moon will come up tonight around 9 o'clock. Should be a pretty moon, smoky moon. And low key, Thursday. All right, here's the and more from our Wednesday. And maybe we'll have T-Rex and Steve back tomorrow. Oh, hang on, wait. We do have a T-Rex sighting. Mommy was walking T-Rex yesterday up the road, and this happened. And more.
Lexi, is the deer gonna move? Is it gonna move? Stop, Rex.
All right, let's test out the audio. I don't know what happened this morning. It's 10 o'clock. Some crows out there. Blue jays pursuing crows. Breeze is picking up. Not bad. Obviously, I was wrong with the wind direction. It's more west-southwest today. There is a little trough. Oh, is that a lightning bug? And there's a little bit of smoke, especially off to the south. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to put this little clip into the iMovie. So this is the beginning of the and more, if the audio is any good. And more for our Thursday, June 12th, which is always from yesterday, which is today, Wednesday, June 11th. Beauty. Audio sounded fine, so hopefully it's going to keep on sounding fine. There's a mockingbird chasing a crow. That's always fun. And you're probably wondering why I've got these cones in the yard. Well, the crew that does the lawn, they have these ride-on tractors and they make these tracks. I'm trying to grow grass in the tracks, so I'm trying to dissuade them from going on the same path every time. I understand it's quite a challenging lawn to mow on the side of a hill. Yeah, I had to deal with that growing up. There were 3 of us. We all got shifts mowing one side or the other, or both, or all of it. So maybe this can go back in the garage. I don't know where I got it. Well, it's time to prune. Hydrangea love the drinks of water. Oh yeah, that's a transplant from a couple weeks ago. All right. Tempted to go to the beach. So many chores. So when I zoom in, this is the natural way the microphone works on an iPhone. It doesn't sound as loud. Where'd that crow go? There he is, the mockingbird. Trying to get the crow, and then I unzoom and it gets louder. The vagaries of iPhone audio at issue. I can hear a hawk, but that is not a hawk. I don't think. I think that's a turkey vulture. There's another one. Bugs. Turkey vultures eat primarily carrion, dead things on the side of the road or wherever. And they teeter. I was pretty lazy with my wind direction forecast. It's from the southwest. Big difference. That means north-facing beaches are as warm as anywhere. Boston's up in the low to mid 80s. Pays to be a taxpayer in this town once in a while. Stickers going on. Beach season is arrived. Sunburn factor 10 out of 10. Tide is outgoing. Very low tide at sunset. It'll probably be just as busy at sunset as it is now, which is not that busy. Get that going for us. The tide just keeps going and going and going out here. It's awesome. Night waves, ocean waves, sand waves, flag waves, hard armor. Don't like. Mayor Pam. Extreme anemometry right over there. That's Bayview Beach. This is Mayflower Beach. A fun garden you have here, Juna. It's more than just artsy. It's to prevent the birds from landing in here, isn't it? And other creatures get scared away by the reflective tape. Yeah. I need some of this. Also for the raft, keep the cormorants off the raft. Garden's going good. Where are you? This is a stranger in the backyard checking out your weather. Wind, what is wind? Where's high pressure? In front of me or behind me? Behind me, correct. In other news, Gina's by the Sea closed after 30 years. And apparently they're making a movie around here with Antonio Banderas playing Anthony Bourdain. Some Hollywood people supposedly staying in some of these places. "7:37. The moon will be coming up over there above my shadow momentarily, but we're calling it a day. Before that, leave the moonshots to the professionals, and we'll get the sunset here over Fallon's Pond. Somewhat smoky, but not that bad. Quite a nice Wednesday. The old school train of thought is nice Wednesday is not usually a good Saturday. Usually we have a bunch of nice days around it though. This week has been different, but the same. Probably not the nicest Saturday or Sunday. Let's carpe diem. Enjoy what we have right now. Gorgeous weather. How's the audio? I don't think I saw a cloud today in Dennis. Just some smoke of varying degrees of thickness. Likely similar in Weymouth. Watch the tide come in. Watch the tide go out. NAM was mistaken with those potential showers in southern Vermont and southern New Hampshire. I don't think they happened. Still a play-by-play on the weekend forecast. Let's try and take the optimistic outlook. Most of the time it's not going to be raining. Certainly cooler. Let's see. We'll cross that bridge as we come to it, as my dad used to say. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Talk to you tomorrow.